So, dear Dhamma practitioners, this is our ongoing meditation session. So, in these meditation sessions, we mainly try to give some basic information for yourself to develop a very clear spiritual foundation. So, you can join with us and practice every day 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. from Los Angeles time. So, also you can follow us on YouTube or Facebook Live. If you are interested regarding having a very meaningful lifestyle for yourself, so through these sessions, we try to share some basic, organic, authentic information related to Buddha's teaching to build up your own spiritual path. So let me get connected with the network, and then we're ready to start the session for today. Okay, so dear Dhamma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body. And keep your back straight and neck head straight in one line, and your right palm on your left. So gently close your eyes and bring attention to this bell sound. And while you're focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind, and relax your breathing with your thoughts. So do nothing extra, just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened One. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, before we start our practice session, as usual, we'll take few minutes for ourselves to become very clear with the practice we do here. So when it comes to meditation, it is important for us to understand about the technique we practice. So in the beginning, for most of the beginners, you need a primary mental object. Why? Because the mind always depends on from the names or the forms. So That's why primary mental object will help for you to settle down. Otherwise, it always look for something. Because through this samsaric journey, eons by eons, this our consciousness had that habitual pattern. So that now it naturally happens to us. So to the breakdown is get out of it. Sometimes suddenly you can't do. So that's why you need the technique for a certain level. Just imagine for anything, to become a master, you have to practice. Even just riding a bicycle, even jump to the water and swim, even playing, get a ball and play. So whatever you do, you can do it, but you can't get the result out of it. As example, you can have a gun and shoot for just imagine for a target. But if you don't practice it properly, what will happen? It go here and there. So the same thing with the mind. Maybe you know things, you can have things, but the thing is, end of the day, you're not going to get the best out of it. You're not, the best here means profitable. So your own life not going to become profitable for you if you don't have the clear method or the structure inside you. That doesn't mean you have to bound to, you have to be a debtor to a structure. No, for a certain level, you have to learn to be free. For anything, this is the same. So then when it comes to meditation, that's why spend some time to get into this deeper level and have a very good, clear foundation. So today I'm going to give you some basic information for yourself. It is deeply will bring the connection to yourself within your own intuition, projection, imagination, or the self-conversation, or collaboration, or sometimes that your own inner voice. That because once you have that inner the connection, then naturally this outer connection going to happen. So through the meditation, remember that this spiritual path and your conventional life is not two different things. Only we bring it, we divide it to understand, and we divide it to only practice point of view. But in reality, it's not different things. It's the same. It's like you and the environment. So one of the worst thing happening today that the people try to talk about this environment, and they talk about the sustainable environment, and they talk about the unbalance of the nature. They talk about the global warming. And most of the time what I see, they separate from the nature and they think, oh, we can do something for the nature separately. No, you are the nature. You are not separate from nature. You, without fixing inside you, you can't do something to the nature. So then, first, bring that connection to yourself. Even in the conventional life, what happened, once you have that connection deeper inside, naturally, you start to bring the connection to your outside world, even in your family life. So when you have this connection within yourself, your husband, wife, children, friends, and family members, brothers, sisters, and as a society, and as people, as leaders, you start to bring that connection. That is what we need. Why? Because always we have that disconnection. So from where that disconnection comes, it's come from inside us, within us. So that's why the meditation bring that ability to connect you. So then there are few steps that you have to go. So in the beginning, the very first thing, when you sit for meditation, don't be defensive yourself. So what's that mean? So don't be defensive means, oh, I'm going to practice meditation, so everything should be perfect, right? And and I should hit the enlightenment today. It's not something like that. You sit for meditation, it doesn't mean that all other people should shut down and calm and quiet, and other people also should behave like inside the monastery. No, maybe you sit for meditation, your husband or the wife or the children will enjoy watching TV and maybe playing a game, maybe having a conversation, or maybe eating. And now you're closing your eyes, and you are totally in a deeper kind of like a silence. And how about somebody next to you eating and enjoying, that the making like a, big noise? It's irritate you. From where it comes? Because deeply you have this defensive idea. So then when it comes to meditation, be with it. It's okay. Your purpose should be bring your attention to your primary mental object. And then how it will help for your conventional life. So what is in your conventional life, how the defensive mindset always going to be there? Just imagine that you always protect that your self-centered identity. That's a deeper, the subconscious mind behave the same way, and then it doesn't matter you are the husband or the wife or the child or the parents or brother, sister, that you always have this defensive, self-centered mind. So as example, in a living room, you are just having a conversation. Maybe you see that the door or the window open. And maybe someone say, oh, that window is open. And then that voice is kind of like a bringing, oh, it should not be. Oh, why is that door open? And then what happens? Suddenly, you come and you say, it is not me. See, that defensive, you always have this consciousness to defend yourself. It's not me. When some noise comes, who is that? Then rather than looking what it is, you say, it is not me. What is that? Why you say that? So that's come from deeper, unconsciously, 24/7, we have this defensive mindset. Even, like I remember in our family at home, we used to all live, sleep together, all our brothers, sisters, 6 brothers, everybody, sleep together in one mat. Even in temples, sometimes, when ceremony times come, we all monks in the one, room, maybe 10, 20 monks live, sleep together. Even unconsciously, sometimes, that other monks, if someone, come closer, kind of like a kick, they are sleeping. They kick them away. They hit them away. It's this subconscious self-protectiveness, this behavior, it's always there. So in meditation, how you can heal that? So when you sit for meditation, don't have a kind of like a defensive mindset to protect your goodness, or to protect your calmness, or to protect your mellow, kind of like a happy, kind of like a so comfortable state of body and mind state. Forget about that. Practicing meditation is like, you kind of like a feel like go through the hell. That's good. That's, just let it be. Just accept it. From where that idea came to you, oh, practicing meditation should be feel good. Sometimes some students complain after one session, oh, today I don't feel good that much. Today I didn't feel that my meditation was good. Like, so that should be your meditation for the day. Just accept it. Why you should carry this defensive idea? So that is one thing. So the second one is, so the first one, that having defensive mind. So the second one is having extreme opinions. Oh, only this technique work. Oh, you have to go to only this place. Or you have to practice only this way. Or if other things, no, that's things wrong. So like that very extreme level of mental views we carried regarding our spiritual practice. Then by the time it become a dogma, you build up a kind of like intellectual hierarchy regarding your spiritual practice. So our purpose should be get out of that intellectual hierarchy we build up inside you. But now what happened? Out of the meditation, you empower it. No. If somebody says, oh, this technique is good for me, it's good for that person. And even nothing wrong with yourself, practice different things. But if you know something is the best, then you go for that rather than wasting time. So we practice here as our master technique, observing the inhalation, exhalation to develop the tranquility state. And from there, from tranquility meditation, we go to the Vipassana level. So in the Vipassana level, even another thing is, no path become your path. No way is become your way. No technique is become your technique. No method is become your method. Nobody become your character rather than holding as somebody. So that is a little bit, more complicated. But by the time you get out of this mechanism of the mind, structure of the mind, because we always go with that. Just imagine that when you have accident, suddenly, and you don't know what happened, that all the structure disappear. Just imagine having an earthquake. This everything kind of like you feel, go out of the structure and the pattern, then it become liquid. Your mind always go with the pattern structure. You are so good with the structure. So then when you do something, when everything go in the right way, you feel so good. And in case if something hit in the middle of that, you get disappointed. Why? Because the mind always go with the structure, the pattern. So this, what happened, this extreme level of opinions hold you to the certain kind of pattern or the method. And so then in your, that is your insight regarding the meditation. So then how about your conventional life, in day-to-day life? What is the benefit out of? So, and sometimes we have that the very extreme level of believing regarding the outside things. Even just imagine the, as example, political party. Oh, this, okay, democratic should is right. It's always right. So whatever. And oh, this part of the country is so good. Or this person is so bad. Oh, this method is so good. So like that, we always extremely have opinions regarding things. Oh, you should do this, only this. You should not do that. This is completely wrong. So like that, regarding good or bad, we have strong opinions, and by the time it affects for your family life, society, so your social life, and as a community, and it can happen as a country also. So it should not happen. So then see that the having extreme opinion regarding the meditation can by the time become your life, and then it affects for things. Nothing wrong that you're having opinions. We all have that, but always remember, don't go to extreme level and make it more flexible. Another thing is that deeply, that is the second one. So the third one is, we always have kind of like this verbal formulas. Oh, I'm like this, or it is like that. Always we repeat verbal formulas. It's like a chanting every day, ourselves. And maybe if you start to practice meditation, always, wherever you go, always you talk about the same thing. It's kind of like a meditation. Other people get tired about you, and even yourself, that mentally, that yourself, you have in a conversation always that you have set up verbal frequency pattern, and you always hear that. So that way, just imagine as example, Nibbana. And maybe some people say, oh, before I die, I have to attain to Nibbana, enlightenment, enlightenment, enlightenment. Always, that's the verbal formula. Get out of it. You know what happened? By the time it become attitude, and then by the time in day-to-day life, with your family life, your social life, with your environment, knowingly or unknowingly, you always start to say the same thing around other people. They get tired about you. It's kind of like a miserable. You can't have a proper conversation with others. No, then you have to understand according to the situation and the environment, and always bring the right conversation. So that will, empower, and that will reach your deeper connection. So that is very necessary. Otherwise that yourself, you get tired by the time, and it's kind of like, as example, sometimes you have a verbal formula yourself. What you say? Oh, no one understand me. When you try to do something, say something, the very first thing comes, no one understand me. Maybe you don't say it verbally to other people, but yourself, you always keep saying. Oh, I'm ugly. Oh, I'm not going to become successful. Even for meditation, just imagine, before you practice, sometimes yourself, you say, oh, meditation doesn't work for me. And sometimes people say that, Some people come and ask for blessing. And then by the time, so when you have the conversation, how about, oh, meditation, it doesn't work for me. Who told you that? You are the one who telling that. So when you condition your mind that way, how things going to work? So get out of this, this verbal formulas that you build up. Just imagine, it is just it is the projection of your own mind, your own thoughts. There's nothing else. If you don't get out of it, you know what will happen by the time? Forget about that developing a spiritual foundation. You break down even the relationships, your family life, your very conventional life, your social life, your workplace. You're going to have a hard time. Other people are going to have a hard time. Because you always, oh, no one understands me. No one understands. Because you don't understand anyone. That's why you think no one can understand you. You are the one. That is the projection of the mind. So clearly try to understand. You can't understand anyone. Now it's a reflection. It becomes a reflection to your mind. And then you say, no one understands me. No. So be very careful. That's why the spiritual practice, when it comes to meditation, it brings the healing and fix that deeper level of this subconscious disconnection, misplaced, and it brings to the right place. So that is the other one. Another one is that we always sometimes don't get opinion regarding the meditation from others, because it's like, then what will happen? Then deeply you start to compare it. You practice meditation and again and again try to master the practice rather than depend on opinions. So just imagine in day-to-day life what will happen when you try to, it's nothing wrong you gain opinions if you can handle it. It is very difficult. Remember that. Normally, personally, I don't give opinions regarding when people ask about practice. You know why? Because I know they can't handle it. And I give a very simple example in day-to-day life for you, how you can handle that situation. Just imagine that you ask an opinion from someone else. Even it can be your husband, wife, children, friends, and family members, brothers. Maybe you come with about dinner. You may ask from others' opinion. Also, what we going to eat for today? And maybe they say something. But most of time, it may disappointed you. Why? Because remember that our very nature is, when their opinions not going to be matched with your deeper subconscious opinion, it disconnects you. Okay? So be very careful. If you can't agree with the other's opinion, don't go to ask their opinions. And sometimes even just in, maybe you can ask about the color. What color dress you want to wear. Maybe that you go to your husband and showing, two different garments and asking which one is good. Maybe you ask from your wife. Maybe you ask from your children. Maybe you ask from your parents. Maybe showing something, you ask from your friends or the brothers, sisters. So how about deeply, maybe you have the desire regarding the red and you have the blue color, other dress. And if your husband or the wife tell, oh, the blue color is good, then what will happen? You're done. One time okay, second time okay, third time, you destroy entire your relationships. That's happened. So don't go to opinions. So whatever good for you, you have to go for that. And if you go for opinions, remember, accept it most of the time. Don't have a rejection, the fight, don't have a judgment regarding others' opinion. It's going to be worse. It created, those are the kind of like roots for the fire in the hell. By the time you create your own fire, you burn inside your own heart. So the meditation is a method, bring this coolness to inside you. So the deeper inside, and so other thing is, most of the time people ask from us, that what you like to eat? Oh, Bhante, we want to bring, food for you. So what you like to eat? And sometimes, they have in their subconscious mind, they already know what they want to bring. But still they, they want to make kind of like a feel like nice, and they ask. Just imagine if we, in case, normally, I don't tell, because I don't have that kind of favor. But in case, just imagine if we tell something and they hate that food, what will happen? It's going to make them disappointed. Maybe they will bring it, but it's not going to offer it. They're not going to offer it with the joy. But how about whatever they like, when they offer it, they have the deeper joy, completion out of giving, rather than bringing that unsatisfaction, you become completely satisfied. That completion is the very necessary in day-to-day life. So that's why going into others' opinion, especially with the meditation, just imagine somebody asks, okay, how long I have to practice meditation? Maybe, 20 minutes, it's difficult for you. 25 minutes, difficult for you. Just imagine if somebody say, oh, you have to practice 25 minutes. What will happen? Well, then you say, oh, forget about it. I'm not going to practice meditation. And there was a recent incident. There was a student came and with the knee injury, and then told, oh, Bhante, I give up my meditation. I asked why. No, because I have this knee problem. So what you practice with the knee? You practice with the mind, or you practice with the knee? No, Bhante, my teacher told me to attain to enlightenment, you have to sit like this and show some posture. And that is the way to attain to enlightenment. So now I can't sit because of my knee. And so then I give up. See, that's the wrong opinion. Your enlightenment, nothing to do with the posture. Only practice point of view. We just, keep doing some basic information, the technique and the practice. But when it comes to that, there's no something called exactly you should do like this way, that way. So don't get opinions regarding your spiritual practice. It is okay to share informations. It is so as a sangha, when you have good friends, and it's okay to have a conversation. But if you go for opinions, remember, be ready for that. That's the point. Holding your opinions, don't go to others' opinion. Even you can practice this at home. If you're going to make the dinner, lunch, or you're going to go out and going to eat, and you have a place. Okay, today, I'm going to go to this place, and you have that, and bring that to others and say, oh, how about if we go there? Put that on the table. Be honest. You hold and hide it, and you go and say, where we go today, and which place is good to eat. So like that. Don't do that mistake. It's by the time, 1 day is okay. 2 days okay, but the third day you destroy your relationship. And deeply in your environment, you deeply disconnect from your inner balance. So that's why So practicing meditation doesn't mean that you close your eyes and you just look for inhalation, exhalation. It's bring the deeper wiring and firing to each and every cell in your body and connect. That's how that the build up, the connection deeper in you. Tattvamasi, and know thyself, and Aham Brahman. These all, different spiritual path say the same thing in different way. The very first level, you have to have that connection, even the huge yoga. So the connection, what does that connection mean? Body, mind, and universal connection, all together, all one. So inside you, if you don't feel that, you can't go into outside world. So when you go to outside world, always remember, you don't know what's going to happen next. You have to be completely open, and it's like you have to have the fluid mindset. That's how you are ready to to adapt to any situation. Recently, I was having a conversation with one of my friends, and I told, be like a Navy SEAL, and suddenly they told, what the heck, I can't, because I can't swim. So I told, no, because when you become Navy SEAL, you have very, fluid mind. You don't hold it to one opinion. So, because we don't know the next situation. You don't go with the preconditioned mind. Don't go to people. Don't look into tomorrow with the preconditioned mind. Anything can happen. Be ready for that. And knowingly, in the bottom line, what is the bottom line? Life is suffering. And always know that. When you know that, it makes you more strong. Because once you're ready for the worst thing, worst scenario, and no one can hurt you. Rather than waiting for all the good things, nice things, or always to hear the yes. Keep the balance for anything. If it is yes, it's okay. If it is no, yes, okay. That's okay. If it is good, it's okay. If it's bad, it's okay. So in that way, it always brings your balance inside you. That is what you need. So it is all in our mind. It's the power of your inner clarity. That's why that whatever come to our mind, we don't need to react to that. Because that is the projection that we develop, and that projection, create inside suffering. With that suffering mindset, when we start to look into outside world, it's look like a hell. So that's why whatever thoughts come to us, you have to know that you don't need to react to that all. You have to be matured with the thoughts. It's nothing wrong with the rain. Rain will come, but that doesn't mean you have to get wet out of that rain. Keep it as your conscious decision. And then that way, it's not going to become a problem, or it's not going to become a suffering, or it's not going to bring any kind of desire to. So that inner balance, before we go into any kind of transformation in this very conventional life as ordinary people, just keep that inner balance inside you. Because end of the day, you are the one who going to have that, benefit out of it. So then that will bring the goodness to other people. And the other thing is the next one, that having difficulties to read our own inner voice. It's sometimes for people, when it comes to meditation, I always say it's a very simple technique. We start to get into tranquility state. Just focus in front of our inhalation, exhalation, in front of the nose and the tip of our nose or the upper lip area, and get the sensation. That's what we say. And even 2,600 years, through this community of Sangha and through these sutras, it's clearly say that. But when we every day say it, but when it comes to us, we understand something else. Why? Because we have a difficulty to read that inner, that what inside you, your mind say, your conversation go. Because if you get it very clearly, that is what I most of time does. When I practice meditation or the martial art, actually I got that very clear with the practicing martial art, because there are a lot of techniques you have to practice. And if it is difficult, I watch again and again, I write down, I draw it, or sometimes, whole night I was keep practice. And even it's kind of like I try to get into inside me that what is that? What is the meaning of that? Because once I get it inside me, I know after that, I can go through that. So any meditation technique the same, any sutra the same. Sometimes when we read a sutra or when we read a book, we don't know what the heck that it's saying. The sutra sometimes, what its beginning and the end, it's completely two different things in the beginning. So then what happened? We go step by step, break down to pieces and go little by little, slow down. Especially the one of the important things, slow down. If you so fast, you can't get it. So you have to slow down to see things clearly. Just even when you travel somewhere, if you drive so fast, what will happen? You can't see. So when you drive slow, you can see clearly. So the same thing in the mind also. Okay, so our problem is not can't understand others. Not we not hear others. We can't hear ourselves. We don't have the ability to read that our inside understanding. So it's a kind of like a frequency misunderstanding. So just imagine, one time it is okay. It's a frequently, but the frequency that inside you, you misunderstand. 2 times okay. But how about when it happens constantly, every day you misunderstand your inside voice? What will happen by the time? You destroy your life. Not only that, the very dangerous thing, when you go with the partner, you destroy that person's life. You destroy that other people's lives. You destroy that your family life. You give a hard time to your husband, wife, or children, friends and family members, brothers, sisters, or the neighbors around you. Just imagine you are the president in the country, How about you frequently misunderstand that your frequency inside, you misunderstand. What will happen? You misunderstand your ministers, secretaries, you misunderstand all the country people, and end of the day, you destroy all the country. No. So that's why the meditation give you the clarity. When the voice comes, you recognize it very clearly. You understand that frequency very clearly. It's not you have a conversation with it, but you start to see what is happening within you. And even listening to your body, you start to understand that the language of the body. So when you know that, by appearing just with other people, you know who they are. It's not reading them. It's a kind of like you get connect to them. No? So that is the thing. So that is another thing. And the other thing is that the feeling fear by authority figures. So what does that mean? It's like if you are too afraid for the teacher, you are so respectful to the teacher, and you are kind of like it's kind of like you are afraid to think that to come closer to the Buddha. You are so afraid come closer to the Jesus, Muhammad, or even just imagine that any spiritual figure that as a leader. And in the ancient time, most of the time they covered it. They not allow anyone to come closer to that. They build up the fear, because that when you are afraid for something, they used to believe, or you will follow that. But it is wrong, misunderstanding. It came out of the build up the hierarchy. So don't afraid for that. Don't afraid for the Buddha. And one of the misunderstanding, the people, and for especially this young generation all over the world nowadays, they detach from this spiritual life. This is one reason, because elders may, make the young people fearful to this, authority figures. Like when they go to temple, they say a lot of lies to children and make them fearful. It's like children come and stay away, far away from the monks. It's like the elders teach these children like monks are like demons. Or if you do this, the monk get angry, and don't do this. Don't smile in front of the monk. That is not nice. Or like that, wrong ideas. And it's kind of like, sometimes people come to practice meditation. It's like you go in through an airport like immigration officer. Just how about that they have the their authority to make you kind of like they are the boss there. So why you come here? What is in your bag? Where are you going to stay? How long are you going to stay? So like all the how you get this passport. So they ask all the questions. You have to give the answers. They have the power to authorize your entry. So you have to give all the answers. You can't tell, no, I'm not going to give any answer. Spiritual practice not like that. Okay. So when you sit for meditation, don't have any fear regarding your own inner experience. Welcome it. Accept it. Be vulnerable to that. Appreciate that. Don't build up any authority in you. This should not happen. This should not happen. It should be this way. No. Completely 100%. Be like the cloud, be like the wind, be like the ocean. Get out of the pattern. No pattern become your pattern. No personality bring your personality. No structure become your structure. No mindset become your mindset. No opinions become your opinions. Be free from that, at least when you sit for it. So anything that whatever happen, without any authority, without any hierarchy, just try to experience and understand it. And other thing is the trust. You have to trust the path. Most of the time we don't trust the path because we don't trust ourselves. And untrustworthiness within us, and it reflect on our practice. So it's nothing to do with the meditation. Oh, some say, I don't trust the meditation. It's nothing to do with the meditation because you don't trust yourself. So that effect for the meditation, that effect for the spiritual. Some say, I don't trust generosity. It's nothing to do with the generosity. We don't trust our inner. And then when it comes to the family life, other people, sometimes we say, I don't trust you. I don't trust people. It's nothing to do with the people, because we don't trust ourselves. As a result of that, we don't trust others. So untrustworthiness, it's within us, and it reflects on, in any situation. So those are the things when you practice. There are a lot of things that when it comes to the connection, but though there are a few this I mentioned, and so that's why in day-to-day life, is practicing meditation heal you and bring the connection and bring the balance to you, and at the same time, your ordinary life, conventional life, your social life, bring that connection to that life also. Then other people also going to feel comfortable, and you can bring the comfort to them, and it's going to be a very safe, sustainable, secure environment. So with that, let's get into practice a little bit now. So bring attention to your body and scan head to toes yourself and say Swapatveva, or may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge in this moment with this sitting. May my body become more comfortable. May my breath be more smooth. May no difficulties come to me. May all the success come to me. Also think for a moment, this is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime, and detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalations and exhalations. So in the beginning, deeply and gently breathe in, breathe out 3 times and find the sensation, please. And just observe the sensation and allow it to happen. And just recognize it as it is. Do nothing extra. Bring attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also as far as you can through galaxies, other planets, stars. Reminding yourself like this. With clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe. And may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart. Forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light. To your backside. To your left side. And to your right side. Downward. And upward. To all 6 directions at once, like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy, without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest, wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Buddha, Dhamma and the Sangha. And also by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all your guardian angels and deities will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effects. Ittavatachamehi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya imaya dhamma nudhamma patipattiya Buddham pujemi dhammam pujemi sangham pujemi addaya imaya patipattiya jati jara vyadi maranam ha paribundhisami dhammi punyam asavakkaya van hotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless.